Well, they called for an appeal, and as you know, they acknowledged what the judge said about no penalty, and there's no penalty. But we're going to appeal anyway, just psychologically, because frankly, it's a disgrace. It's a judge that shouldn't have been on the case. He's a highly conflicted judge, and they called for an appeal. So I read it, and I thought it was a fair decision, actually. So I'll do my little thing tomorrow. They can have fun with their political opponent.
Hello guys, so last time I made a video that Donald Trump is going to be sentenced based on a crime he has been involved, which is known as the hush money payments. This hush money payment crime, I've explained it in my previous video. So if you want to have a better understanding of what it means, you can watch my previous video so you have a better understanding of it. But because of time, I cannot go into details to explain that. But what is on my table right now is that the sentencing took place, and the sentence that they gave Donald Trump was an unconditional discharge. I'll be explaining what unconditional discharge means. But before I go into it, here is Vibes Day Show, and don't forget to add the hashtag Vibes Day anytime you want to drop your comments. Let's listen to what some of the reporters are saying.
President-elect Donald Trump was sentenced to unconditional discharge. That means he will serve no prison time, but he will be the first American president who enters office as a convicted felon.
So the reporter you heard was saying that Donald Trump has finally been sentenced, but he was given an unconditional sentence. But before I still go ahead to explain the unconditional discharge sentence, let me read an excerpt from what Al Jazeera is saying. Trump sentenced in New York hush money case days before taking office. Donald Trump has become the first former United States president ever sentenced for a crime. But the US president-elect avoided penalties for his conviction for falsifying business documents in relation to hush money payments made to an adult film actress. So the judge is called Joan Merchant, sentenced Trump to an unconditional discharge on Friday, a day after the US Supreme Court rejected an attempt by Trump's legal team to delay the sentencing, which took place before the Republican leader's inauguration on January 20th. So finally, Donald Trump has been sentenced. But the good news is that on January 20th, he's definitely going to be sworn in. Now, let me explain what unconditional discharge sentence means. Unconditional discharge sentence means that a sentence which has been imposed on somebody, but it's not going to serve a jail term. Neither is it going to be fined or punished for that wrongdoing. That's the meaning of unconditional discharge. The judge also has his reason for doing that. So let's listen to what the judge has to say about this case.
Sure, it is the legal protections afforded to the office of the President of the United States that are extraordinary, not the occupant of the office.
So now the judge is trying to say that his reason for convicting Donald Trump is to protect the institution of the United States of America presidency and not the occupant of the seat. So his aim of sentencing Donald Trump doesn't mean that he is trying to do some kind of political witch hunting, because Donald Trump has described the scenario as a political witch hunting, which is not so. But his reason is to protect the institution of the United States presidency. Okay, so finally, the sentencing went on, and Donald Trump will be the first American president to be a convicted felon. Okay, so that's the update of what transpired in the United States of America. Here is Vibes Day Show. Don't forget to add the hashtag Vibes Day anytime you want to drop your comment. Shout out, I'm out of here.